Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show, where Greg doesn't know how to work TV remotes over here.
What do you mean I don't know how to work? I literally turned on the television and made it happen. Also, hi, Ishmael Johnson.
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
Did I miss the red memo?
This was very, yeah.
I have a little bit of
You missed
red
the
on my...
home field and the red memo.
Yeah, exactly right. Shout out home field.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
Well, why didn't you? I don't know. You just got to get good. That's I like the number
Get
one
good,
thing,
he says.
The number one thing I would say is that I need you to get good.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway, this was a very strategically planned appearance for Ishmael Johnson, and I'll tell you how it happened. Because you're a tough book right now.
Sure,
you're
yeah.
a tough book. It's basketball
Solid,
season,
yeah.
And so Ishmael walked into the office, and this was about 11:51, and I said, "Hey, Ishmael will be on the show today." To which you replied,
Sure. He said, sure.
So here we are.
End quote.
We're here to mourn the loss
Celebrate.
of Ashley Pickle's bracket.
What?
It's a
No.
tough scene. It's tough.
Listen, you're lying to the people
And so
again.
we
What
come
have we... Oh.
to the end of the road. It's a tough scene.
Yeah.
For the record, because I don't lie to the people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a truth teller around these parts.
Okay.
This one.
My bracket...
yeah. Noted truth teller Ashley Pickle. Go on. Spit some truth.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
My bracket is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Not perfectly fine, but it's pretty stinking good because Gonzaga's still in, and that's my champion. But there's someone sitting to my left who picked Kentucky to win it all, and his bracket is now trash.
you hear something?
I don't know.
I'm getting some feedback in my
Yeah. There's like some
in my
weird
ear. I don't know.
lies going
It's weird.
on right now.
I should have
Um,
shut down your request to have Ish on the show. This never plays out well for me.
I don't think this is. It really doesn't. Honestly.
I don't. Yeah.
This is the pre-show, so if you got questions for Ish or I or Pickle, high school ball, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, basketball,
Hello.
for the award
Basketball.
from the host of the award-winning Texas 24 podcast.
Yes. That's news to me. I'm sure.
I gave it an award.
Oh, okay.
Best podcast ever.
Thank you.
That's the award.
Speaking of basketball, though, we're very close to finalizing our actual trophy for Mr. and Miss Texas basketball.
No,
Oh,
because
nice.
you guys named the winners, right?
Yes, it was Bailey Malpin of Groover for Miss Texas basketball, and then PJ Haggerty of Crosby for Mr.
Okay.
So our first ever.
Awesome.
Obviously, first of hopefully many. First annual Mr. and Miss Texas
I
basketball.
wanna make sure. Ooh, I'm gonna say something bold because I think it's right.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
God.
Presented by our friends at Chicken Express.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Chicken
would've
for
been
the
dangerous
win.
If it was like, actually, it's another chicken
Yeah,
place.
Right.
Rudy would have busted
That
in
would've-
like the Big Bird meme where he
Like-
kicks down the door.
They're like, come on, we gotta fix this.
So yeah, we're still finalizing the design of the trophy and all that
Awesome.
stuff. It'll be similar to football, where it's like it'll be like a
Massive.
continuous.
Yes.
Like listing all the winners and like
Like the
they'll-
Stanley Cup.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Where they'll get their half, and then we'll kind of have the plaque. And,
Yeah.
So
It is. It's the Stanley Cup
Yeah.
of high school basketball awards. There, but yeah, and so you are. Do you miss spending like this is the first Friday
Mhm.
in like a month that you're not spending in San Antonio watching 55 basketball?
Yeah, but what is
games?
he going to go do? Watch basketball.
Also
Like, that's
watch-
what you're
go
doing
watch
today.
basketball
The man
games.
likes sports. Sorry.
I don't miss waking up at 6 and
Mm.
getting to being able to get to tip off by 8, and then staying there till about 8.
That is because
I don't miss that.
Those days are probably easier when you
'cause say
remember to
what you-
take your laptop with you.
Because say what you want about.
Don't ask.
No, please do tell.
No.
I think the people would love to hear the story.
No, I just want to go on the
Go
record.
Tepper.
I just want to
Sorry.
go on the record and say you're a jerk. So, me and my friend Ish are having a
Oh
conversation.
my gosh. Okay, fine.
Say
I'll
what
just
you want about
I
the
can
football
just
state
leave.
championship. Say what you want
I
about
can just
football
leave.
state
We'll see how this
championships.
goes.
11 a.m. kick
Mhm.
is a reasonable kick. It's early.
It's early,
And
but
like
it's
if you're a Thursday morning 11 a.m. kick, like I get people like, "Oh, that's weird."
Mhm.
11 a.m. is very manageable compared to 8 a.m. tip. Whoa.
Yeah, that's
No,
awful.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because there's there's a certain element of people that are like, if you're, I do not think there's a football team that has lost a game because the game kicked at 11.
Right.
There's a chance that a
That's
good
possible.
team has lost a game because they're just not morning
They're
people.
just downing bang energies while they
Exactly
at
right.
7 a.m.
6 a.m.
Right. Exactly.
Man.
Like making sure they're good to go.
That's
I can't
brutal.
imagine like. I do want to get there for like shoot around because I haven't seen a shoot around for like an 8 a.m. game.
Because you're
what's
rolling
that?
at 7:59.
I was about to say, I'm
Like
not,
the
I was about to
anthems.
say, yeah, I'm not.
They're like,
getting
and the
there early.
home, the door opens, the show's there.
I'm not getting there.
I'm
early
here.
for the 8 a.m. tip. But I would love to see that shoot around just because, like, is it just like shake it off? Just like, just let me get some shots.
I know.
It's just like,
Because like
You got to okay, but here's the thing, and this is just like anything else. Like I mean, maybe even like heck, waking up for vacation really early. When you've got that like waking up because you've got adrenaline going,
that's fair.
it's a different wake up.
right. Yeah, you get that state championship.
It's a
kinda, like,
different.
okay,
thing
but
going.
I'll even say this, like you know,
You also don't sleep well the
When
night
I
was-
before. That's the
Yes.
kicker.
Just gonna say
That's
yeah.
the actual.
you
kicker.
don't sleep well, and the other thing is, I have found that working out in the morning is a good idea, but those first 15 minutes when I'm like getting go, it's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
like the whatever neurons in your brain gotta wake up to,
Yeah.
and it's not those first 15 minutes of a workout.
There's
are
a
rough.
lot of basketball teams though. Like we used to practice in the mornings too.
I was about to say, so like AAU, as far as I know, like they'll do all day things.
Yeah.
Baseball and basketball typically.
Because we got so-
yeah.
Yeah, we got so used to running cross country in the mornings that when basketball season transferred around, then you're working out you're up there at 6:30 a.m. anyway, so you're almost kind of used to that being your normal basketball schedule.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, the lesson of this pre-show is R.I.P. Pickles bracket. Hit the theme,
That
Expo.
is not true.
Pickle. Hit the arrow sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas. It's Texas Football Today, a program that we broadcast on the internet. Broadcast, not narrowcast. Broadcast. Everybody can watch it. My name's Greg Tupper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local, mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She is the Duchess of the Dorks. She's Ashley Pickle. Hi, Ashley Pickle.
Howdy, team.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Cool. Sitting to my right is the host of the Texas 24 podcast, brought to you by Dave Campbell's Texas Basketball. The host, co-host, I would say.
I'd say co-host of Texas 24.
Okay, with Matthew Bruni.
Yes, and then host of.
And then host of the Republic of Football.
Yeah, because Craven's out there just dropping knowledge like an analyst.
Our outstanding college basketball
and Malpal.
And Mallory's making us sound
good.
Yes, exactly. It's Ishmael Johnson.
Hi.
Thanks
that was a long-winded introduction there,
well,
bud.
he's not on very often. It's a special,
why aren't you
fine,
that excited to introduce me?
Fine, I'll cancel the marching band. Yeah. Whatever. Deals. Anyway, today...
the accordion guy, go home.
Today is Friday, March 18th. Why is there an accordion? March 18th, 2022. 251 days till Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Adam Levine.
Oh, nice.
Sure. He's 43.
He doesn't seem 43. That makes... Wow. He's 43?
No, go on.
Oh, that makes me feel kind of old. I always thought he was, young.
No, he's 43. I think he's got kids, too.
God. That means he's absolutely washed.
Does he have kids? I don't know.
He does have kids.
He does have kids.
Yeah, he's two.
Yeah. 2 kids.
Oh, like you. You and Adam Levine.
He's a girl dad.
Adam Levine are basically...
I've never...
the same
let's
human.
just put it this way. Have you ever seen me and Adam Levine in the same room at the same time? And you heard me sing on the pre-show, so
yeah.
I think you guys know.
Yeah.
Episode 1253. Thank you. On today's show, friends, it's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday, the back half of the show. So if you got questions for Ish, if you got questions for Pickle, I suppose I'll answer some questions too. Boy, Bruce Pearl's looking rough. You can get those questions in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch for high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, basketball, all those things. We'll get to those in Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday at the back half of the program, but we have a special thing coming up at the top of the show. But first, do we have first 4 through the door?
We sure do. It was Miss Terry Adams, Andrew Christensen, Aaron Arbuckle, and Rob Hadaway. Welcome in, lady fella and fellas.
Oh, I like how you introduced the lady fella.
Hey, she was first. Also, her comment was, usually I only do people that say hi, but her comment was, "You're right, Ashley." So that's absolutely getting thrown in there. I don't know what I was right about, but that's my girl.
Wow. Here's the thing, though. You have just set a dangerous precedent on the show. Because now,
every single one
will be like, "You're so beautiful, Ashley." Stuff like that.
I don't see anything wrong with this.
Jeez. Terrible. Anyway, welcome in, friends. All right. A couple of weeks ago, Pickle.
Yes.
You and I got in the car.
We had a field trip.
We went down to Franklin, the home of the 3A Division II state champion, Franklin Lions. And we launched a new series. The series is called Home Turf.
Home Turf.
Where we are going to take a look at the facilities that Texas high school football programs across the state, and college football programs, I suppose, are rocking with. Because we have found, and I'm sure when you talk with, when you tell people from out of state when you work in Texas high school football, they just marvel at the stadiums and wow, you guys take this super seriously. And I want this series to answer that with a firm Yep.
Yeah, there's a reason that we can all be employed because of high school football.
Exactly right. So we want to spotlight these outstanding facilities from across the state in a series we're calling Home Turf. We're going to start with the 3A Division II state champion Franklin Lions. Here is a look inside their incredible facilities.
I'm Will Hedrick, the defensive coordinator for the Franklin Lions, and this is our house. This is our weight room facility. As you walk through it right here, we have 10 multi-racks, 10 platforms, dumbbell racks on either side. We use this drop down for rack coach. We use that with our athletes. It's a little under 8,000 square feet, so we're pretty blessed to have this facility right here. This is new construction. This is all part of the new construction right here, and then this was the old exterior door, but I think it's kind of neat for our players, our middle school kids, high school kids, everyone dresses and uses this facility. So for them to be able to kind of check these out, and a lot of the kids are able to go through and find their dad, their uncle, their grandfather, whoever, who played here. And that builds on the tradition that we have here at Franklin. That's my dad right there. That was pretty cool. Here's our coach's office. This was renovated. We have 14 guy coaches. Every guy coach helps with football. This is Coach Fannon's office. This is our film room. We got this kind of midway through the season. These are in a lot of our classrooms. It's pretty helpful just to be able to stream huddle straight from the TV. This used to be the old coach's office, and then we converted into the training room. Give a shout out to Maddie Nelson. She's our boys and girls trainer. This is the varsity locker room. 2 years ago when Coach Fannin took over, we brought the kids together and came up with our 6 character words. And so with Coach's hard labor, we put up our character words up on the board. Our freshman team and junior varsity team share this locker room. Initially, they came in and put in these lockers, and then we needed more locker space, so we added this down the middle. This is not your typical junior high, middle school locker room. We kind of split our kids, put 7th grade on one side, 8th grade on one side. They have their own bathroom, toilet, showers, all that. Try to go out as much as possible, especially if we know it's going to be cold all week. The kids just got to get used to the temperature. But a nice thing is we do have 60 yards here. Inflatable hill. When the kids finish at the top, they're able to get their eyes and see. It says if you want to be a line, you have to train with lines. Got it nicely mowed. So this is our girls' weight room. I would be willing to say it's pretty rare that a 3A program you have separate boys and girls' weight rooms. They got these multi-racks in here a little over a year ago, right at a year ago maybe. This is our tennis facility here at Franklin, a dozen courts. We have a lot of tradition in tennis here as well. All those, you can see all those state championship, singles, doubles champions here. And then the lights that will come on, like the automatic lights, and then so people can come up here in the evening or at night and play. So the ranch, the school owns the ranch, probably 2.5 miles out of town. Can't remember the exact number of fields, but there's so many baseball fields, there's so many softball fields, and they can convert them either way. And then when you first enter the ranch, there's multi-use fields, so they play Pop Warner games, flag football, and soccer on those front 2 fields. We host a lot of select teams come in and play games and stuff like that. And then obviously we host our baseball and softball tournament there. So it's been really nice for the community to be able to play on nice ball fields
There it
out
is.
there.
Home Turf, our look at the outstanding facilities there in Franklin. We were pretty blown away.
That's a 3A.
That's a 3A.
Yeah.
It was a small 3A. Now it is a 3A Division 1. But yeah.
I just go back, like, Lana was 3A when I was there, and it was,
Yeah.
that was unthinkable.
We appreciate Coach Hedrick showing us around. He of course is he's legend. That's legendary kin down there in Franklin. Of course, his dad was a longtime coach. His grandfather was a coach, and all this fun stuff. The stadium's got his name on it, but it ain't his name. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Man, and the one thing I don't think was done justice in the video was the ranch.
oh yeah.
Like,
So
there
that
was
is-
no way for me to get that amount of footage to really put into perspective how massive of a complex. You saw the sign, and that kind of helped put it into perspective. But I mean, that in and of itself was unbelievable.
They I don't know if Coach Hedrick, we didn't have audio, and so but I don't know if Coach Hedrick explained it, but that is basically, it's owned by both the city and the school district, and so like it's like a joint thing. So they play baseball tournaments and softball tournaments out there. It is incredible.
Well, and the other thing he said that I thought was really, really cool was the fields out there at the ranch are able to be converted into a softball or baseball field, and that's big money right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Super cool. So we appreciate Coach Hedrick showing us around there in Franklin. That's going up on YouTube. You can see Home Turf, our new look at the facilities there in Franklin. And by the way, if you have an idea for a place that we should go do this,
Let us
Throw
know.
it down.
holla at us, because we want to go.
Holla
We want to go. We want to go do more of these things.
Specifically, I think I don't know if I'll
Yeah.
speak out of turn, but specifically, probably sub 6A. Because
Yeah.
I feel like the facilities, people know, right? People know Allen. People
I'm
know
not- yeah.
the Katie's. People know, like, we're not going to be opposed to that if somebody wants to see that. Like, if they haven't done
Those
it
are
before.
probably the ones we know about.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
We want those
so if
diamond
we
in the
want-
rough.
If we want to go to
the fact that Franklin
Yeah.
has an indoor is
Yeah.
something that's not common.
We didn't know about it until
Yeah.
Step told us. Like, pulling back the curtain, we were like, where could we hit on the way up from Conroe? And Step was like, y'all got to check out Franklin.
If we want to go to Prosper, right? We know Prosper's got incredible facilities.
Yes.
McKinney, we know they have incredible facilities, right? We're looking for those places, and we can do those. We're talking about what do we not know? You know, we don't know what we don't know, and so let us know where we should go and check out the outstanding facilities.
Well, and that was the other thing, like, just from my perspective, the girls' locker room. That was one of the nicest locker rooms
man.
I've ever been in, and I didn't even realize they had separate girls and guys or not
Weight rooms.
weight rooms.
Weight
Rooms.
rooms.
Yes, very, very. I know the difference
weight
between
rooms.
the
Yeah, I
locker
know.
rooms, weight rooms. That is.
I mean, you know where the weight room is.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, these cannons don't come from
Exactly.
nothing.
We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell. That's clean. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber, TexasFootball.com/subscribe. All right, Pickle, it's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score some great deals on award-winning Hondas. Stop by your helpful Honda dealer today or visit ntxhondadealers.com to learn more.
Got about 13 minutes to answer your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, basketball. We have a basketball expert here. We have a
Yeah,
college
me.
football expert here. We have a... What else are you expert on?
Movies.
Movies,
yeah.
movies. If you got Attack on Titan questions,
Yes.
this is your man. I am still behind.
There are only 2 episodes left, and there's no godly way they're going to finish
A little
this.
behind. If you have Righteous Gemstones questions, you can direct those to me, though. I am all about that.
Or Gossip Girl questions. I can answer that. Actually, Mallory is our resident Gossip
About to say,
Girl
Mallory's also
aficionado.
here, so.
Yeah,
Gossip Girl. My
she's all in.
my wife, who's
My
on the show on
wife.
Monday. She's been running through Felicity again because
Isn't that the?
it's got what's her name? Carrie Russell in it.
I thought Felicity was the pig from a children's book.
I mean, probably.
Was that?
Are you thinking of Charlotte's Web?
Yeah.
What's the name of the pig in Charlotte? No, the pig is Charlotte's
Something
the
is
spider.
Felicity.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the
in-
pig is.
I don't think that's right. This is
I'm about
going
to
great.
lose my
The
mind if
It's
that's-
Wilbur.
Oh, where is Felicity from?
I don't know what you're talking
Do we have any
about.
questions from the actual people watching or listening to this show?
Yes. The first question asked was for both Ish and Ashley. How did the NIT game fare for each of you on Tuesday?
Well,
Great. Had a fantastic time. Couldn't have gone any better.
So the game actually ended in regulation.
No.
So-
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
By the way, I'm
but,
sorry.
but
That's a bullsh call.
That was an awful call.
Awful
Anyway,
call.
No.
so
it was
awful.
not.
so if you ask me, Tyler Perry raises for the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mason Harrell contests it beautifully, clanks off the rim, game over. Texas State moves on to the next round of the NIT. For some reason, the ref decided to call a foul.
Yeah, for no
on
reason.
that.
For no
For
reason.
no reason. There was no contact.
There was contact.
Then I believe also before that, or it was after that, I think I remember, they also called a jump ball, where there was no UNT player grabbing the ball, and they called a jump ball that would have given Texas State possession. Anyway, so long story short,
It
I
went
did not have a
great.
great time.
So they had to go and they had to give North Texas extra chances
Yeah.
to try to win the game.
Yeah. That's that super pit budget over there.
That really sounds like a sore loser
yeah.
remark, if you're
Listen.
asking me.
Listen.
We can't.
I already
all
told
of
you
our
my dream.
all of our schools can't be
I already
good at
told you-
basketball.
No. I already
And
told you
I'm
my dream.
actually allowed to say that in front of the two of you.
No.
Now.
I already told her my dream was that UNT gets to the final in Madison Square Garden
Mm-hmm.
to meet SMU,
Mm-hmm.
and Kendrick Davis drops 40.
just logo
logo
threes.
shots, absolutely nukes the whole thing, and just goes out in a blaze of glory. And
I
just
love
goes
it.
to the NBA.
I love that idea.
So.
And by the way, I guess we can stay on this topic because North Texas does have a game Sunday.
Sunday.
They play
Yeah.
Sunday, and you were telling me an interesting fact. They're playing Virginia.
Yes. So, funnily enough, so if you do listen to me and Matthew Bruni's show on Text 24, we've joked previously about Texas State and UNT because they're notoriously slow-paced teams. UNT is the slowest-paced team in the country, and Texas State, I believe, is top 10 in terms of slow pace. So back in like November, we were like, oh, what if they played? That'd be like slowest game of all time.
Yeah.
Obviously, they played. Great game. Virginia is the second slowest team in the
Wow.
Like literally.
and it is, I believe this stat is correct. It is the first matchup ever between the two slowest paced teams in the country.
Wow.
History being made at the pit on
And the
Sunday.
over-under is what?
The over
Oh,
like
God.
110.
That
Like,
is
Yeah.
take the under.
Yeah.
If you are a degenerate,
Free money brought to you
take
by
the
Ish.
Under, please. Because
Oh no. No.
the under. Because like there's gonna be so little possessions in that game because they're just gonna be walking it up the floor. And by the way, sitting next to Ashley and our good friend Gabe Brooks, when UNT is desperately not trying to push the ball, is the funniest thing because they are so angry that
Look.
they're not running a fast break when they
basketball
have like
Gabe is
when they have like a 3-2 advantage and they're like walking it up the court. They're like, "Run, go!"
I
it is
just-
the funniest thing ever. So.
Yeah, you want to talk about one thing that'll really get me on a heater. Big fan of Grant McCaslin, big fan of what he's doing, but there is a side of my fundamentalist when it comes to basketball knowledge that if you have numbers, take the stinking layup, especially only if you're not hitting threes. There is no reason to keep shooting when you are not hitting when you have a breakaway layup. Snowbird them.
I was about to say the UNT was shooting a lot of threes that they did not.
That they didn't make.
The one thing I will say that I got to see, which was one of
Oh, God.
I got to see really angry Sports Ashley.
ooh,
Yeah.
sports angry pickle.
Really,
Yeah.
not
For only,
not
like, 5
annoyed-
seconds.
right, not like annoyed, not like like frustrated, like viscerally angry, like for like it like leapt out of her.
Like-
It was like almost like venom. Just
Like,
it just like came out and then it just went back.
I can't.
out,
And then
she
I,
was like,
I
"I'm
said,
sorry."
I'm sorry. What happened was there was
here we go.
Texas State. We were going up for a rebound.
It was
Texas
an over the
State had
back
the
foul,
ball,
yeah.
and Texas State, I mean, it was just clear over the back.
It was a
Super
clear- it was a-
late
yeah,
whistle.
yeah.
So bad over the back. Like, there was no one else around these two players, and I lost it for about 5 seconds, and then I realized that I was way too heated, and I sat back and I looked at Ish, and I was like, I'm sorry.
The phrase was censored. The phrase was called up foul.
Oh.
Like imagine that just like filling a room.
Yeah.
So,
Oops.
yeah.
What's next, Pickle?
Sticking on the topic of basketball, thoughts on the Thursday March Madness games? St.
No comment.
Peter's. Let's go.
No comment.
Here's my one comment. Okay,
Oh, God, I know what it is.
Notre Dame, Gonzaga, Providence,
Oh yeah, I know.
St. Peter's, Loyola Chicago's hanging in there with Ohio State.
It's true.
We're not going to pay attention to Marquette. All I'm saying, Catholics back on top.
I knew.
That's right. That's right. We're running it.
Villanova plays.
You
in
guys
that
all
match.
laughed at us with our smudges on our head a couple weeks ago.
Go.
Guess what? We didn't forget. Catholics back on top.
That St. Peter's win. That was for you, man. That upset
Yeah.
win was for you.
Yeah, Pope Frank is in Vatican City. He's like, let's go. Let's
That's
go.
it. Hey, fire up the Pope Mobile. We're moving.
Go.
We're rolling out.
What's next, Pickle?
Are you, I'm assuming this is for Ish, are you excited or ready for Sonic 2?
Oh, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie 2.
Very much.
I didn't see the first one.
I didn't. It's fine.
I
It's-
used to
it's
play
like-
that
It's very
on
much
Atari.
like a. It is what it is.
John
movie.
Ralphio does the voice of
I love
Sonic,
John
right?
It's
Ralphio.
very weird.
John Ralphio.
But
The
do you know who's doing the
Eh.
voice of Knuckles?
No.
Idris Elba.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
it's
That
very
doesn't
weird.
fit.
It's very weird. Yeah.
He
very
shouldn't be
Luther?
doing cartoon characters.
Stringer Bell?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Get that money, dude.
I will
guess.
check it when it comes out on streaming, just because I don't know. The first one was fun,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't something I'm really anticipating. But Idris Elba. I saw the trailer. I was like, that looks fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm.
I saw the trailer and I saw him talk, and I was like, that doesn't work.
Mm,
That does not work. That's an English voice coming
I
out
was
of
gonna say. Yeah.
Knuckles. That doesn't.
Knuckles.
Only, no. Only if you were to do the Stringer Bell voice.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
And
yes, that's right.
talk like Stringer Bell. Like,
That would
you
work,
know,
yeah.
very, very vulgar. That's what
Right.
we need. All right, what's next, Pickle?
Are there any movies that either of you are looking forward to coming out soon?
Is there a new Godzilla versus
None of us.
something
We
movie?
still haven't seen. None of us have seen Jackass 4, which
No,
is a
that
big
was
miss
one-
on our
that
part.
That was
Huge miss.
That needs. That needs
I
to
can't.
be-
You know who has seen it? Emma.
Of course she did.
Sweet Emma pops up. We were talking
that's
about
not
it, and
surprising.
she pops up and she goes, "It was awesome,"
Yeah, I have no
and I
doubt.
was like,
I have no
"Yes."
doubt.
That's awesome.
Um,
I'm still in Oscar catch-up mode, and so I'm trying.
You've
to
got
like,
the Oscar fever.
I'm sorry. I'm
Hope
trying
you
to
got
see
it
all the
too.
best pictures. I need to
Pour
see
me some
Drive My
bubbly.
Car, and I need to
What you
see.
gotta do? It's Christmas
God,
for Tinseltown, the Academy Award.
Oh my gosh.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You good? But yeah, so I'm still in Oscar catch-up mode, so I'm not really looking at new releases right now.
When are the Oscars?
It's next week, next Saturday or
Are
Sunday.
they? Yeah,
I
something
think it's like the 28th. Does that
Yeah.
sound right?
Hmm.
Something
sounds about right.
I guess that's always right.
Anyway, around then.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got the Oscar fever around here. We hope you got it too. What's next?
Thoughts on Waco Midway this coming season being back in 12-6A?
Ooh, you know what? We actually just got their questionnaire, so I can give you. I won't.
So I can just put them on them.
I won't
blow
give
up their
you.
spot.
I won't give you the whole thing.
Give their caps.
Let's just read
so,
it.
So we'll look. Let's start with this. If you're talking about winners in realignment, I would say that Midway has to be one of those teams that you talk about, simply because of who's not in their district anymore.
Yeah.
Like by not going in there, going in with the Duncanville, the North, or Duncanville, Cedar Hill, and DeSoto's, they've gotten a nice bump there. So I would say that there's no doubt that they got a little bit of a better draw there. Now, all of that is to say, I would not say that it's all sunshine and daffodils for them. I mean, this is still a team that's going to have to go through a very difficult district in District 12-6A, a wide-ranging district. They're going to have to play the Bryans of the world, and Hutto's coming up, right? But they are also a team. You take a look at it. Temple's going to be there.
Yep.
Weiss, of course, a
Weiss,
move up,
good
who was
rising
really
player.
good this past year.
Yep.
Killeen Harker Heights are going to have to deal with Rashawn Sanford.
Yeah.
Hutto, I don't think is going to be down for long. Brian, I think
They'll have
higher-
a more normal
Yeah.
season for the first time in a long time too, with their stadium I think being completed at this point.
Their
the-
non-district. I was looking at their non-district. Their non-district's pretty tough too. They get
Yeah.
Permian. They get Rockwall Heath, which of course they're rebuilding a little bit, but then they also get Austin Vandergrift.
The one thing I will say,
The Vipers.
yeah, I mean they're gonna be battle tested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brian with a new coach, Coppers Cove with a new coach. There's gonna be some
Heath with the new coach.
Heath with
Yeah.
There's gonna
Spread
be
more.
there's gonna be a move up in I think there's going to be a notion that they get moved, they move away from Duncanville and Cedar Hill and
And
DeSoto,
instantly go
and it's
back
like,
to,
hey,
yeah.
we're back to being tough. And I'm here to tell you that 12-6A is still tough.
Yeah.
Now they bring back a fair amount of their defense, plus they bring back QB and RB. That should help, and I think their top receiver is back as well. So look, and furthermore, I think that Shane Anderson, a second year there, is going to do some good.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are right now. If you're asking me here on March 18th, yeah, I mean they're going to be. I think they're a playoff team.
I was about to say. I think
Yeah.
if you're talking about expectations, I'd say that getting into that playoff race is very much within the realm.
It should
of
be.
possibility.
I think Temple's probably the favorite in that district. Weiss is losing a lot, and they're moving up, which is it's hard to parse.
Sure.
They've got to hit those first district games early because if you can kind of get them where they haven't figured out the system with
Yeah.
a bunch of new coaches, that's where they can make their bread.
Harker Heights has the guy. They have
Yeah.
Sanford, but how do they rebuild around him? I think they're in that kind of a great to me their ceiling. Maybe they figure out how they win the district. To me, their ceiling's like second place in the district.
Sure.
Their floor, they could absolutely go. The district is good enough they could finish sixth or something like that. But I would say that making the playoffs is a reasonable expectation for them. That should be that would be, in my opinion, a successful year for Midway. They were able to do that. All right, give me two more, Pickle.
Who's the biggest rival of each of y'all's college alma maters, in your opinion?
Well, this is easy for me.
Yeah.
So I went to Mizzou, as you can tell by my sweatshirt. I went to Mizzou, and we don't like Kansas. We don't care for Kansas. It's called the Border War.
The Kansas Jayhawk got absolutely embarrassed last night, if that makes you feel
Yeah,
better,
it did. That
by the
does
Texas Southern Tiger.
It does make me feel better. Tigers, back on top. Anyway,
Ooh,
except,
I don't know.
except not in.
What was the specific question?
Who's your alma mater's biggest rival? It's easy for me. It's Kansas.
Right.
Illinois is an auxiliary rival, but to me, it's very clearly Kansas.
Yeah. I mean, UTSA for us.
Yeah.
Um,
Texas State. I should
Yeah,
say,
Texas State. Yes, right. Kind of UTA, but they're leaving the Sun Belt. So in other sports, since obviously Texas State and UTSA don't always play in football, it kind of trickles down to other sports. And UTA was kind of there, but they're obviously leaving, so still UTSA. And I feel like Texas State's still trying to find a consistent conference rival. UL Monroe's been there, but ULL's been there, but not really rivals. So
Right.
definitely, probably on a consistent basis, UTSA.
For North Texas, mine is also UTSA.
Wow.
But the auxiliary one would be SMU.
Yep.
Okay.
Because that's another one of those things where it's like they play every year in football typically, but
Right.
it was never for much was on the line other than bragging rights. So that'll change though
Yes,
as
it
we move to conference. It might end up. I think it'll end up switching more towards the SMU once we get in the same conference.
Yep.
All right. Do you have an ender?
I can see if you want to answer this.
Oh.
What
okay.
coach sandbagged the most on their questionnaire? You want to throw someone out there who you know won't absolutely hate you after you throw them out?
Ooh.
Or how about this? Do you want to do last year's? To be do you remember a coach that was just
There's some pretty consistent sandbaggers out there.
Phil Danaher is now retired, but he was a consistent sandbagger.
Yeah.
Very true. He called you out at
Consistent.
coaching school.
I did. He was like,
'Cause,
what the hell are you guys?
2015?
Yeah, 20. No. It's 2017.
2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's how I know.
Yeah.
Because he got on to me.
Because you picked him to win.
We picked them to make it to the
state,
title
yeah.
game, to play Alito in the title game, in the 5A Division II title game.
Yeah.
And go look up what that title game was. It was Alito and Cal Allen. We nailed it, but Danaher read me the riot act at coaching school.
So mad. You
The
picked him to make
phrase he used was, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like,
My job.
My job, and I'm getting it right, coach.
He was
Now,
so mad.
now, here's the thing. In his defense,
Yeah.
in their semifinal, after they won, when he was doing his interview, he did say,
Yeah.
you know who got this right? Was Greg Tipper.
Yeah, he said Tipper.
Greg
Always
Tipper got it right.
Tipper.
He got it right. He's a notorious sandbagger. I don't know. What's always interesting to me is it's one of the things that I have to see it to remember it, because what I'll also say is there are coaches that when they tell you they're going to be really good, you listen.
Yeah.
Because they are
Because
not
they
the
do
ones.
sandbag.
I wouldn't say they're sandbaggers, but what they are they are maybe a little bit more reserved
Sure.
in their
There
praise
you
of
go.
their own team.
I also feel like there is a difference between coaches that see it as, yes, we are going to win our district, but we don't think that we're like, they see state title when it comes to rankings, and they don't, like, a lot of teams, some teams see district title as being that ranking. Other teams, I feel like, well, yeah, we'll win district, but we're not making it past the second round.
Right, exactly right.
There's like the scale of good is different.
Yeah, like when a coach is like, we got the juice this year.
that
then
means
you're like,
state title.
okay,
Yeah.
like, you pay attention.
Possibilities.
Like, for example, this is not a spoiler. Please pick up the magazine. You know who thinks he's got the juice this year is John King at Longview. John King at Longview thinks he's got the juice. And he is not a guy that every year he's like, we're great, we're going to be incredible, like stuff like. He is pretty measured in his analysis, but like he has said to people within us, within our group, he said, we think we got something cooking this year. So that's one guy. Dave Hennigan at Ryan can be that way too, where he's like, he's not overly like he's not a guy who overpraises.
We'll win
But
district.
back
We'll
in-
get to the third
back
round,
in
but
2020,
yeah.
he was like, we got it. Like, this is us.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be us. And sure
Lo
enough,
and behold.
he was right. Okay. That's going to do it for us. We're going to go watch some basketball. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. For Ashley Pickle and Ishmael Johnson, I'm Greg Tepper.
Vince Young, please give me your Player of the Year trophy.
We'll see you on Monday on Texas Football Today. But not Pickle.